What's up, guys? Flaming Geek here. So, Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find Them. I can finally give my review for that film. So, it's fantastic. I'm a huge Harry Potter fan. I always say factors that contributed into making me who I am and my geekisms. I say number 1, Star Trek, number 2, Harry Potter. Harry Potter holds a special place in my heart. The first film, so Harry Potter and the Philosopher's Stone, came out on my little brother's first birthday, and I have a great memory of going, dressing up, my whole family dressing up, and us going to go see that film. And then when I graduated high school, that's when the Deathly Hallows Part 2 came out. So it literally felt like I grew up with those characters. I've read all the books, I've read all the textbooks, everything. I collect the action figures, just you name it. So I'm a huge Potterhead, and obviously when Deathly Hallows Part 2 came out, it was a very sad day. It didn't hit me. Like, I remember when the movie started, a lot of people started crying as soon as, like, the Warner Brothers logo came up. And I remember, like, telling myself, like, hold it together. And then it didn't hit me as soon as the very end of the credits, and it said this was I believe a Heyman production, and that showed up, and that was the last thing, and I was like, oh my god, Harry Potter's over. But it's back in Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find Them. This is a spoiler-free review, so I want everyone to go see this movie. If you are a Harry Potter fan, go see it. If you haven't gone and seen it, go see it now. If you aren't a Harry Potter fan, I will give you reasons why you should go see this film. It felt like when I was sitting in the theater and that Warner Brothers logo came up, I'm not gonna lie, I started to cry, and my friend was laughing at me. I started to cry because I was like, oh my gosh, I feel like I'm home. Like, that Warner Brothers logo became like synonymous with Harry Potter for me, and just seeing that, and then the film opens with like newspaper clippings, and just seeing the magical newspapers again, and seeing like Grindelwald attacks and Quidditch and Hogwarts and like all sorts of stuff, I was like, it's real, it's happening, it's here. So this film, I highly recommend it. It felt like you were stepping back into that world of magic, but it's very different from the Harry Potter films. Sure, there's magic, sure, there's underlying themes like friendship, camaraderie, resistance in the face of like oppression and such, but the Harry Potter films felt kind of like childlike because it had like a teenager child's cast that eventually grew up and became adults. But this one is definitely for the generation of Harry Potter fans like me who grew up with it, and we're all like in our 20s now. So it's an older cast, and it was cool to relate to it on a different level. But that doesn't mean, like, if you've never seen Harry Potter, or if you're really young and you've seen Harry Potter, that you're not going to be able to relate to this film. You definitely can. Stellar cast led by Eddie Redmayne, and you got like Colin Farrell, and just so many good actors. It was beautiful, and the actors all had really good chemistry. There's a lot of scenes where there's like no music playing, and like you could totally see the actors playing off of each other. It was great. Eddie Redmayne is amazing at being awkward. Like, you know how sometimes some actors are awkward on screen that it makes you feel awkward? It wasn't like that performance. He was awkward, but you loved how awkward he was. The entire time I was just like, I love like the little subtle movements he does, like tilting his head down and such. It like, oh, it was beautiful. And all the creatures, that was really cool. There's a sequence where you get to see a lot of the fantastic beasts that Newt Scamander has collected throughout his journeys, and you are in awe of the magic and the imagination and such. You could tell that it was written by J.K. Rowling. I don't know how to describe it, but you could just tell when you watched it. It wasn't like in the Harry Potter films where you could tell it was the screenplay was adapted. this one you can tell that she was involved in the screenplay process. The decisions were very carefully chosen. There's a lot of humor in this film, and I thought the humor worked very well. And it's a dark film. I felt like it was darker than a lot of the Harry Potter films. Like, you know how they started to get progressively darker and darker each film? This one was like, bam, in your face. If you've gone onto Pottermore and you've read about, I can never pronounce the school's name properly, Ivermoth, or, yeah, Ilvermorny, or I can't pronounce it. And you learn about some of the creatures in North America and how dangerous they are. You kind of get to see this in this film. So essentially, they're trying to figure out what this shadow-like force is and why it's attacking the people of New York. New York. I can't do a New York accent. Just go see the film. You get to be back in the world of magic. My only criticism of this film would be that it would have really, really, really benefited from John Williams' score. That was my only thing. There were some moments where the score was playing and I was like, I'm more focused on like what's going on screen. Whereas I found in the first 3 Harry Potter films, and then it kind of just became integrated into the later ones with the different composers, that the score really did help lift up the movie and take it to that next level so that you knew you were in a different world of magic. This one, I didn't get it so much. Every once in a while, Hedwig's theme would be playing in the background, and I was like, oh, it's cute. But there were some scenes where I was literally like, oh, okay. I was like, if John Williams was composing this, this would have been, I felt like it would have lifted the film up a little bit more and taken it to the next level where I could say, like, it was beyond amazing. Not that I'm not saying this film wasn't beyond amazing. Oh my gosh, I'm rambling. So I give this movie a 9 out of 10. It's actually my favorite film so far of the fall season. It definitely, I was worried about how it would do. We'll find out how it does in comparison to Doctor Strange for this weekend's box office numbers. But I was like, oh, I don't know if it can compete on the Doctor Strange level. But for me personally, it was amazing. And I want to go see it a 3rd time now. But go see it, guys. It's great to be back in that world of magic. And as J.K. Rowling said, Hogwarts will always be there to welcome you home. So let me know what you guys think. If you've already seen this movie, you can let me know down below in the comments. You can like or comment my video and subscribe. And as always, live long and prosper. Frosty.